So as far as broiler chickens go, so we have this pen, this house that's completely confined. The lights are out, and there's what, 100,000 chickens in there?
You could have up to that. I think most of these broiler facilities maybe have closer to 50,000 birds in them, but you do have some that are that many that are very big.
And how do they start? I understand they take the chick and they burn off its beak.
That's more done in the egg industry than in the broiler
okay.
industry, although the birds who are called broiler breeders, these are the breeding stock who produce all the broiler birds, do have their parts of their beaks burned off. But the birds who are raising for meat generally don't have that mutilation. But what they do have is a genetic predisposition to suffer. In other words, we have bred these birds to grow so big, so fast, that many of them have difficulty taking more than a few pitiful steps by the end of their very abbreviated 7-week lives. They oftentimes are so bulky they just collapse after a few steps because they're just in so much pain. Their skeleton can't withstand all of that unnatural bulk. They're many times bigger than the chickens are many times bigger than they were, for example, in the 1950s. Back then, it might take over 80 days to bring a chicken to slaughter weight. Today, it takes only around 40. And so that has put enormous metabolic stress on these birds. It basically means they've been bred to suffer. They're morbidly obese, and we slaughter all of them even before they reach the avian equivalent of puberty. So these animals are bigger than adults should be of their species before they even hit the avian equivalent of puberty. I mean, they are genetically bred to suffer. So
it's not the hormones that are growing them that fast.
Right.
It's the genetic.
Yeah, well, so there's two things. The genetics are by far the lion's share of the problem for these birds.
Okay.
Then there's also environmental conditions that speed up their growth, like providing them unlimited amounts of food and providing them with a special type of lighting that causes them to grow faster. And there's the antibiotic use, which speeds up growth as well.
Okay.
But most of it is genetic.
And they're kept most of the time in the dark, I understand.
Well, it depends on what type of a system the farm is using.